G'day. Now, just a quick chat. Again, you know what I'm like. I start chatting and then just go all over the place. Yeah, I've just done 10 3-minute rounds, 30 seconds rest. And it weren't a good session today. You know, you got to ask yourself why. I put it down to all I've had to eat basically is a couple of McDonald's burgers. Maybe that's why I'm not feeling quite so good. And two lattes. Yeah, I'm a greedy bit pig, aren't I? Maybe that's why I'm feeling crap. Who knows? When I'm feeling crap on a bag, I push myself even harder, you know, because the biggest battle is with yourself. So how dare me not feel bloody good? You know what I mean? So I push it harder. Yeah, let's talk about Lewis. The last spar. I don't know if any of you lot are following this. Probably not. Like I say, I'm probably talking to myself. Last spar, call it tech spar. If you watch it, you'll see I'm stopping Lewis all the time. Every time he makes a mistake, I'm getting him to go back to how he was, so he actually reads the game and actually understands the mistakes he's making. Boxing, you make mistakes, you get hit. I don't want him getting hit. Now, the person who's up against, I've been looking forward to this. Person he's up against, I've got no idea. He's 15. I ain't even asked if he's had any fights. Why haven't I asked? Well, I've probably got to rely on the matchmaker. Probably because if I found out he had, I know Lewis would still want to fight him. And it's like psychological factor, you know what I mean? So we don't want to know. We're just going to take it that he's, well, I wouldn't say better than Lewis, but he's going to be a tough opponent. So always estimate. That's the word I'm looking for. We're overestimating him. I'm not putting that many videos of Lewis training on here because I don't want to give trade secrets away, if you know what I mean. I would love to, but a lot of the things I'm teaching him are things what I suffered for. Things what 40 years through boxing where I've been clobbered and then thought, I need to do this, need to do that, and this is the kind of thing I'm teaching him. Can he put it into practice? No, not yet, not yet. He's got 7 weeks to go. If you look at the tech spar, well, you look at the spar before, I was telling him to do this. When I teach him something, he needs to put it into action. He wasn't putting it into action. I had to tell him. So like a little combination we do, starts with a right hand. I was telling him, right hand, right hand, right hand. And he's, what now? And his opponent's going to know it's coming then. But anyway, I says, yeah, now, right hand, right hand, right hand. And he chucked it, did this combination. And, you know, when you do a combination, not every single punch is going to, you know, if it's a 3-punch combination, it might just be the first that hits. Or it might be the second what hits. Or it might be the last one that hits. Or they might all miss. Depends on the other guy. He goes back, goes to the side, or puts his guard up and takes it. You know, it just depends. But no matter what, it gets him in a good position, and it looks good. So we got to put them, or he's got to put them into practice. I've got one punch bag doing them, but can you put them in the sparring? In a couple of weeks, we've got a very good friend of mine, Big Dave. He's bringing his 2 grandsons down and probably somebody else. They're better than Lewis. Sometimes when you say somebody's better, it's not it doesn't mean anything. What, 9 out of 10 if somebody's better, it just means they've been doing it longer, more experience. starts. It doesn't mean everyone starts at a certain level. I think it's good that he's going to be sparring with people his age, but are better than him. I used to spar with a pro, and out of everybody sparring, I probably learned more. Well, I used to spar with a couple of pros, and I learned both of these pros, and I learned a lot from them. Most of my stuff I've learned from them. Why did I learn it? Well, I'll tell you why, because they kept hitting me. I was getting hit with it. The quickest way to learn, get hit. Yeah, they do a combo. You know, it's not like nowadays you can video stuff. It's you get hit with a combo, you got to remember that combo, whatever they did. You know, you got to remember it after you've been hit, and they're still trying to hit you. It's and that's how I learnt. It's like with Lewis, I kept saying, "Oh, you're open for the body." I tell him, I'd be sparring with him. I say, "You know, what's that body? What's that body?" Then he knows I'm going to chuck a nice body shot. Only straight ones because he's got to fight. I don't want to be wanging out to the ribs, you know, hurting him. Because sometimes you don't know how strong somebody's body is, do you? But anyway, that's beside the point. And he's blocking them body shots. I'm not getting him in half as good as what I would do last week or the week before. So things are working. You know, he's getting, his brain's getting where he needs to be thinking. It's like the Matrix, you know, watch this. Just like the Matrix, I can do it. Do you know what I mean? There you go. So it's like the Matrix. You've got to get your brain like the Matrix, and the only way you get that brain by like the Matrix is to spar. You can't get it any other way. Now, the last spar I did was I call it a tech spar, like I said. It looks like I'm just, well, I'm just peppering. Just, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm not even hitting him hard. Once or twice I accidentally did. Now, these shots are certain combinations what you have to throw them pretty fast for them to work. But the reason why I like this tech sparring so much is that I train him to do something, then I do it. And then, yeah, I'll send him a video, because I'm always sending him videos. I don't know if he watches them. I hope he does. It's all, you know, little videos of things I do, so he can see that what I'm doing works. You know what I mean? If you can't, and the only way to prove that it works is for me to do what I've been teaching him on him. Great way to learn. Then he knows it works. And that's what we're trying to do. He's got the potential to be absolutely shit up. He's got 7 weeks. He's just got to get it. He's just got to, he'll wake up one morning, his brain will just click and boom, he's got it. A matrix, or whatever you want to call it, the boxing brain. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. With me being in there, I was talking to Duncan. Cheers, Dunk. Yeah, about this sparring. I think, well, you know, because I'm higher level, even though I'm peppering these shots, he's getting flustered. Yeah, there's all these punches are coming at the same time. But it's making him think, or it should be making him think. If it ain't making him think, then I'll start trucking him a little bit harder to make him think. You know what I mean? If somebody's jabbing you in the head like that, fucking move your head. Do you know what I mean? But people, when they just start, they just keep that there. Do you know what I mean? Which isn't, you know, they've got to get that avoidance. Boom. Same with when people punch. They punch at the target, you know, instead of through the target. You punch through the target, they've got less chance of hitting you. Because you're, instead of here, you're here. You just throw your punches, you know, action always beats reaction. Now, unless you're a counter puncher, you know, which is what I am. But you wouldn't think I was a counter puncher because I'm attacking Lewis all the time. But then it has to be done like that. It's a good way of getting him used to punches. Tim, when I trained Tim, exactly the same. Just get him in. He was 7 months when he had his first fight, and he was going against someone who'd been doing it 15 years. They all thought they were going to piss it, but Tim won. Pissed them off, but Tim won. You know, nobody expected that. I did. Tim did. But he went through the same kind of spars as Lewis, where I'm peppering him and I'm building his boxing brain to think. You got two choices. You walk around that ring and you get peppered with that thing by backing up all the time, or your brain changes its mind and you decide, well, hold on, maybe the best thing is bloody to attack. You know, you watch, Lewis attacks me, I've got no choice, back off. But then you go back into the same old mode of him backing off. He was backing into the corners a lot. You go from that corner to that corner, to that corner, to that corner. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I am cutting the ring down, so he goes into that corner. But you got to get some mental thing, like when you're going up to that corner, you know, beep, beep, it rings. Fuck me, I'm in the corner. I've got to do an attack, or I've got to punch and move to the side, or I've got to move to the side bloody quick. You know what I mean? And this is what you've got to try and teaching Lewis to do. Probably like I say, in a couple of weeks, you know, Big Dave's bringing these lads down. I want him thinking. I want him thinking. It's not easy to think. Do you know what I mean? It's easy for me to think because I've been doing it this long. But when I look back when I was boxing, was I thinking? Kind of. Yeah, I think I probably was. Yeah, not like I do now. You know, would me, present day me, beat me back then? I would say I would. Yeah, and I'm 58. I could beat myself now at 58 than fighting me when I was at, let's say, 32. I think. Probably because I feel fitter now than what I've ever done. Or it's just an illusion that I think I'm fitter because the people who I'm sparring aren't taxing me. You know, aren't making me work, you know, as hard. So it could just be an illusion. Do you know what I mean? You know, you got to take everything with a pinch of salt. I am expecting or hoping in a couple of weeks when Lewis is manager of these lads, I'm taking him sparring down at the Fight Factory where he's going to be sparring blokes. I'm going to be sparring as well. Sorry, won't be able to get any on film, which is a shame. Unless I ask, they might let me video it, but I don't think so. Yeah, so he's going to be sparring men, and hopefully he's got a matrix boxing brain. He's got to use that jab more. Something wrong with that jab, what I can't put my finger on. I think it's not coming back fast enough once it's punched. You know, it's all power, it's all pretty fast, but it's got whoom. Now it's coming back. People are getting a chance to counter. That's what I think. There's something a bit niggly. We're going to be working on his jab again, which it has improved since last time we worked on it, but we need to be working on that jab again. And we need to be working on when he should punch. He throws some, yeah, on that video, he threw a right hand, was it with me? No, it was a Septi. Threw a right hand from miles away. A right hand is never going to fucking hit from miles away. You can see it coming. Now the right hand might hit if the left hits first, because you've preoccupied him, you know, boom, boom, boom. But you got to move in. Obviously you're moving in when you're doing that jab. So yeah, we got a long way to go. I've asked him to come down. He's got a bad hip at the moment. Been playing football today. Fucking dangerous sport. You know, football. Don't bloody do it. Get into something simple where you can fight. You know, and learn to fight. Get your brain used to fighting, and if you do get in a proper street fight, you're going to have one hell of an advantage because you're going to be fitter. You can punch better. I mean, how many, you know, you get into a fight on the street, that person's probably only through, I don't know, 10 punches in 6 months. And they were probably in all other street fights he's had. when a boxer, how many punches have I thrown in 6 months? I wouldn't 20,000, 30,000, a bloody lot, you know. It's another thing Lewis has got to get used to. A jab isn't a punch, it's a setup. That jab, it's a setup. It's coming as a punch all the time instead of a setup. Do you know what I mean? Oh, bang. You know what I mean? And he's doing it as a punch. He's got to use it setup. It's to make somebody watch where that fucking jab's going, because that's what you do. Where the hell's that jab going to come? You know. So I'm trying to. It's like contradicting myself. I taught him. I was going like that all the time. This hand here all the time. I taught him that, right? But now I'm contradicting myself because now I'm telling him to move it. Yeah, because if your hand's there all the time, and I want a jab, it can only come, boom, boom. You know where it's coming from. But if it's moving, yeah, I can step, boom, comes from there. I can drop it down, boom, comes from there. So I'm trying to get him to use that jab from different angles. Doesn't always need to be there at the moment because we've moved on. You know, if I'm teaching somebody, always keep your hands there, always keep your hands there. But then when you get to a certain level, like when I'm sparring him, I can drop my hands. And then, you know, I did say to him, look, I can drop my hands because I got my head. You know, I got the other reflexes, the matrix, you know what I mean? Hey, this is good, this. I've never done this before, have I? Oh, you missed me. Hey. So I've got the matrix, yeah? But that comes from sparring. It also comes from being hit. That's why I'm slightly thick. And I am slightly bloody thick. I tell you, today's been one of them days, mate. One of them days. You know, sometimes when you get to 58, you start questioning your bloody sanity. Do you know what I mean? You start doing stupid things. I read a text today that said totally opposite to what I thought, what I read it as. I mean, how bad's that? I'm not afraid to admit these things. I've never been afraid to admit anything. Do you know what I mean? And I hold my hands high. I did apologise because I was supposed to take Lewis down to meet the promoter today. But I read this text all wrong and I thought it was off. But then I found out that it was on. Thick. And since this morning, everything's just gone bloody tits up. But you see, the trouble is, this is your mind again, because you know you've made such a terrible mistake and been as thick as shit, then you start analysing yourself. And then you end up being even thicker, because you're analysing yourself, so you make more mistakes. A bit like boxing. You know, you make more mistakes, more pressure you put on yourself. You know, I tell somebody to do something, yeah, you've got to move these feet first, and then you've got to do that. Well, what they do then is just concentrate on the feet and forget the hands. And then when they got the feet right, the feet are okay, and then the hands are wrong. So then they concentrate on the hands, and then they get the feet wrong. They just fucking round and round, so I'd swear. Yeah. I'm going to put Lewis at 30% of what I want him at the moment. For his fight, I want him at least 95. 95. 95 will get him through nice and safe without getting hurt and doing some good moves and looking good. Like I say, always overestimate. Oh, got an itch. Always overestimate his opponent, and that's what we got to do. We got to do. Is he going to reach 95? Am I going to tell the truth? Yeah, if it comes to it in another 7 weeks' time, because they only got 7 weeks now, am I going to sit and say, he's at 65, but he's still fighting? Yeah, going to have to, because we can't pull out. I did say to Lewis and the family at the start, I did say, if he's not good enough, I'll pull him out of an injury. But then the morals got hold of me. I can't do that. It's wrong. And it is wrong. it is wrong. It's wrong because his opponents, God bless him, and all his family, they're all going to be coming to watch the fight. So if Lewis pulls out, he's let all them down. They've all bought tickets and he's not even got to fight. And same as he pulls out. You know, all our families bought tickets and we haven't even got to fight. It's a very, you know, once you're committed, you're committed. You know, and it's probably putting pressure on Lewis because he's got a bad hip. But Lewis has got balls of steel. Like I said, when he was 11, he went in against someone who'd been doing boxing a while. He was 13. That's 2 years difference. He knew he was going to lose. I told him not to take the fight, but nah. Gandal, I want to fight. I don't care if I win. Don't care if I lose, obviously. Just want to fight. That takes bottle. That takes bottle. Knowing you're going to fight, accepting a fight, knowing there's not much chance. You know, would I accept a fight against somebody who's better? Back in my day? No, I don't think I would. No. Would I now? Well, I'm too old now, aren't I? But, you know, keep thinking I would want to get back. I was planning on asking. But my elbow's playing up. I know if I don't ask, I'll probably regret it for the rest of my life. Because I'm at the stage where dementia could well be setting in, do you know what I mean? Then maybe I should just have one last fight, do you know what I mean? But would they accept me or would they just laugh and go, oh, God, old man, sod off. And then who would want to fight an old fella, do you know what I mean? Match me against some 30-year-old, you're fighting someone who's 58. Oh, I can't hit him. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe it doesn't work like that. Who knows? I can remember when I was boxing a 40-year-old coming down. And thinking, actually, he was probably older than that. He come from Bomber Graham's gym, Sheffield chap. Talk about ego, bloody hell. Yeah, he come down. We had to, well, I didn't. I went to the bloke who rang the gym, chucked him out of the ring in the end. Because he was trying to, you know, like when you grab hold of someone, he's grabbing hold of somebody and like spinning around trying to break the bloody arm. Do you know what I mean? I never sparred with him. He was all ego. But yeah, it was a big, you know, I was probably about 30. He's probably about getting on to 50 actually. I think about it, about 30. Because he was a lot older than me. And he was like, bloody hell, who's this chap, you know? But anyway, yeah. They told him to get out of the ring in the end. Because he was a big bloke. But he was trying to break people's arm. I don't know. You know when you grab hold of someone, you know what I mean? Normally just wrap it so they can't use their arms. He was grabbing hold of him, wrapping the arm around there, and spinning them so it was getting the lock on the elbow. Do you know what I mean? You walk ranking around and it was like you could see he was trying to break people's arms. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, talk about ego. You know, they ain't gonna get anywhere. All he did, he come down to the gym. This is a wonderful thing about ego. Always catches up. Someone with all about it. Yeah, it always catches up on you. You can have a massive big fucking head, but I'll tell you something. You're gonna come down with a full. He come down to our gym. Oh, was it? What was his name? Terry Allen Unique. That was it. That's what it's called. He come down there, this bloke, and all full of ego, and everyone was like, "Oh, what the hell? This bloke must be good." Do you know what I mean? But he got in there trying to break people's arms and spinning around with these weird things, and all he did was made himself look a complete tit. So there you go. Ego to tit. Very, very bloody easy. Ego's the worst thing. Have I got ego? I got confidence, but I ain't got ego. You know, if if I spar somebody and I can get the better of them and I can stop their shots, there's no way I would chuck any punches to hurt. Do you know what I mean? At one time I would have done, but not now, you know. But at one time I would have done. But that wasn't because of ego, that was because of just plain aggression, wanting to hurt. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't like it is now. I don't want to hurt anybody. I caught Lewis with this, when somebody's in the corner, this punch where you knock a hand out of the way, boop, straight over the uppercut. Always works. Always bloody works. Caught him with that, but you got to do it fast. It's got, boom, boom. It's got to come like that. And yeah, it works, but it caught him a little bit too quick. And these are the things that happens. I said, apologise. Watch the video, you'll see. Yeah, I apologise, and he weren't bothered. Lewis is tough, definitely tough, and he's going to be bloody good for this fight. Whoever he's fighting, whoever he's fighting might be watching this video. This is why I'm not putting up, you know, the little trade secrets, what we're doing, putting some stuff up, but I can't put too much up in case he's watching this. He knows people who watch these videos. Now, if you watch these videos and he's training, thinking he's fighting my mate, well, they're going to start sending videos. And that's it. When I was training Bucky for a title fight, I had a separate, different channel, so nobody knew. And it's probably still got it somewhere. I don't even know what it's called now. So I had a separate channel with his fights on, his training. Why am I training? Why am I putting videos of training on? Well, the videos aren't for me. They aren't really for you. They're for him. So he can watch the training and he can learn by watching. You know, if you see yourself, you can learn a bloody lot. You can learn a lot. Lewis often says, you know, I thought I did crap. And he watches the videos. I did all right. Do you know what I mean? And that's a wonderful thing. Even I've done that. I sparred with somebody once, went down to their club and I can video it. Yeah, he let me video it. I thought he got the better of me. But then I watched it. No, I didn't. I got the better of him. Not that it matters who gets the better of you. But this is the whole point of sparring. It was a nice, proper spar. It weren't a fucking knock each other out spar. It was a nice, proper, light, technical, fast, thinking spar. Because he's like me. He did have a fight. I was in his corner, and I don't think he watches these. If you do, you probably know what I'm talking about. You won the fight with a body shot. I did tell you that, didn't I? I said, oh, you hit him on the bodies. Good for the body, good for the body. And then you went for the body. You probably knew that because you were smart. And you went for the body and boom, down he goes. And that was it. You won that fight. And very technical spars. You know, very technical sparring, very technical at boxing. The Matrix. He fought. He used his brains. And this is what this spar was about. He might think, nah, he didn't get the better of me. But I watched it. I thought I did. But it doesn't matter, mate. Who gives us, you know, what's in the past is in the past. But when I watched it, I thought you got the better of me. But then when I watched it, I thought I got the better of him. But it doesn't matter. Who cares? But it was a very, very clever technical spar. And this is what he's got. He's got a very clever technical mind. Somebody said after the fight, an ex-pro, he said, you know who was the best boxer on that show? No. He says, that chap who did come and train here before he had his fight. And I think he probably was. I didn't really do that, but he was a very technical boxer. It's a shame, really, you know. But he was a kickboxer first. But this is a kickboxer who can move his feet. Now, not many kickboxers can move the feet because the feet are in that position to kick. But he could move his feet like a boxer. Maybe he did boxing first, then went to kickboxing. Anyway, I finished my Guinness. It's just a ball. So there we go. Sticking loose at 30% at the moment, and just because he's been doing these moves where he hasn't put into action, or should I call them combinations, moving combinations, which he hasn't put into action yet. He put into action once, and that was the best punch of the night, and it hurt Septi. It did hurt. You could tell it hurt. Sometimes sometimes a punch what looks like hurt you doesn't hurt you. It just looks like it hurt you. It's kind of a stun kind of thing. You probably don't see it coming. He just rocks. Yeah, it just goes like that. Boom. Do you know what I mean? It just kind of rocks you a little bit. Like I said, I've been boxing 40 years and I've probably only been hurt by 4 punches. I could talk about knees. I've been hurt by plenty of knees. Yeah. I won't say who. He thought he fractured my sternum, maybe. It weren't very pleasant. Only because I was a boxer. Guess what? I protected my body like this. So the knee comes straight through my bloody guard, straight up, fractured my sternum. Bloody hurt that did for months and months. Well, I should have probably boxed like that. He couldn't have got through then, could he? But that's it. It was a hell of a good knee. He was a strong bloke. Anyway, so God bless everybody. Thank you for watching. Hope it's been quite entertaining. Probably not. Probably won't watch it this far. Sometimes I do say, if you watch it this far, just comment, yeah, you watched it. Yeah, just so I know. Because I nearly didn't put this video on today because I thought that might be boring you. But I thought I will do. So I'm going to stop doing these chats because I might just be boring people and just wasting my time. But I want you to probably learn something by watching whatever I'm saying because it does make sense. I've got 4 years experience behind me, so it's going to make sense. And if you disagree with it, please say. You know, this is what boxing's all about. Yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, if you do watch it, just tell me, and then I know whether to put the next one on, because I am putting a lot of these little chats about Lewis on. Anyways, about Lewis, but it wanders all over the place, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Over and out. So remember, on the street, hit first. Always hit first. I'm sorry. I always say this, don't I? Hit first, hit hard, and keep on hitting. Now I'm waffling again. Why should you hit first? I'll tell you why you hit first. Because if you don't hit first, guess who's going to hit first then? They are. Common sense, innit? Always hit first. Hit hard. There's no point doing a crappy punch. You know, hit first, hit hard. You've got to do that. Always aim for the chin. Knock anybody out. Yeah, so hit hard. Yeah, hit first, hit hard, keep on hitting. Keep on hitting until they get down. Now this is the trouble. I know I'm waffling here, but sometimes you can, well, you know, once somebody gets below waist height, talking about me fractured sternum, aren't I? That's when you use your knees. Stick them knees in. You know, when they get down to here, imagine I'm stood up and their head's here. Now the trouble is to get them punches in, it's not as easy. Like I said to you before, a long time I knackered my hand in a street fight. You know, they was going down. But they was going down like that. What did I do? Stood over him. Bang! Back of the head. This went numb. I still had his mate to fight as well, but I don't advise that. As soon as they get down there, use your knees. You got to use your knees. If you can't use your knees, bloody practice. That's another simple thing. How are you going to use anything if you don't practice? I've told you. Yeah, sorry. I've told you I made that mistake. I was telling about how to scrap with a pro boxer. Yeah, he threw a punch. Oh, come down. Go, it was a killer. You You could feel like the air just, do you know what I mean? And just down, I just grabbed him, boom. I should have used my knees. I did knees every day. I had a rolled up mattress. And I was just practiced my knees on it. I was just grabbing it and bang, bang, you know what I mean? Bang, coming up to bang. I was using my knees all the time, and then when the time come, I didn't use them. Bit like Lewis, showing Lewis all these lovely, perfect moves, what work, which I show him, but he's just not using them. Ain't boxing wonderful, eh? You know, things don't always work. You got to program yourself, you know. And I thought my muscle memory would have just automatically used my knee. Would I use my knee now? Yeah, I think I would, because it's in there now. It should have been in there then. But yeah, boom, boom. Hit first, hit hard, keep on hitting. Oh, they're going down. Knee. You know, I should change it, shouldn't I? Anyway, thank you. So, hit first, hit hard, keep on hitting, and then use your knee. Oh, got a bit more now. Once I've bloody gone down, now this is another thing. I once had a scrap with somebody when I was on the door. It was different. I only hit him the once. Was it the once? No, I hit him a few times. But anyway, went down. He was knocked out. Half an hour later, he was back with a big group of lads, and I was scrapping all of them. I was trying to stick glasses in my face. Yeah, why would somebody want to stick a glass in your face? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't dream of trying to stick a glass in my face. But I was scrapping two of them. I was scrapping a load of them, but I wasn't bothered about them. I was too bothered about the two people that had two glasses, and the glasses were just missing my face, you know. And I'm thinking, dear, why? Do you know what I mean? Why would they do that? My battery's getting low. But anyway, that's it. Why? So anyway, what I was going to say is, if I had knocked him out, which I did knock him out, but I let him get up, no pain, just put him to sleep. Next time, if I knock anybody out, I learned a lesson. You got to give them some pain. I'm not saying kick anyone in the head. I've never kicked anyone in the head. I recommend jumping up in the air, sticking your heel up and your heel down on the hand. Let's get a knack of the hand. He wouldn't be back trying to fight me, you know, half an hour later if I had jumped up and fucked his hand up with my heel. But this is all hearsay, innit? So anyway, love you lots. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you do watch to the end. I shouldn't think you do. But, you know, you never know. One of you might. And if you do, let me know if you want me to make any videos. Any subject. I'll talk about anything. Yeah, anything you like. Over and out. Thank you.